Wow, I wasn't expecting that at all. Was not expecting that. Everybody's here. It's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk. I'm going to do a Money in the Bank review. I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm a little tired. I'm sorry I'm doing this a little bit later. I would have done a lot sooner because obviously the pay per view ended really quick. I was very surprised. But this pay per view ended a lot quicker than I thought. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on the card. I'm not even going to waste any time. So we're going to open up with the fatal four-way match for the Tag Team Championships. New Day versus Forgotten Sons versus Miz and Morrison versus Loser House Party. Tag Team titles on line. It was a solid match. I don't think it was anything special. It wasn't anything amazing. I thought it was a standard four-way tag match. New Day ended up retaining. I figured that would happen. So they ended up paying Lucha House Party to retain, so they could do New Day versus Miz and Morrison in a rematch at Backlash. They could enter the Forgotten Sons into the picture somehow. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but New Day retain. Next, Lashley versus R-Truth. Next match, moving on. Next one, Bayley versus Tamina Snuka for SmackDown Women's Championship. Look, I'm not a fan of Tamina. I don't know why she's still part of the company. I guess she's a little older. I guess she's had a lot of knee surgery, but she has no charisma. She's no charisma. Nothing about her is intriguing. Nothing about her screams star. I don't understand it. I will say this though. This match, so I don't know how others feel about it. This match was not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it was a decent SmackDown match at best. I don't think this match was terrible. I don't think it was a 5-star classic. I thought for what they did was fine. I just don't want to see another match now. Now, from what happened, and they might do it again. I don't know what's going to happen. Bayley looked like she was going to lose the championship, and then Sasha Banks got involved. Tamina took her eye off the ball, tried to go for Samoan drop on Bayley, and then got rolled out to a crucifix, and Sasha Banks came back in and attacked Tamina. So I don't know if they're going to continue this feud. I really hope not. We need somebody else. Can we get how about this? Can we get the draft? Like, when are we going to get the draft? Because I would like to see the draft and take a few guys, a few women from Raw and take a few women from SmackDown, kind of switch them up a bit. We need some new, fresh matches. Or, me personally, I just stick all the women on one show. That way you have a huge locker room full of talent. Because really think about it, besides Sasha Banks, who's Bayley really? Bayley's fine to everybody. I believe she's fine to everybody. So there's nobody really left for Bayley to fight except for Sasha. So unless that's where they're going with, I'm not interested in Bayley Tamina Snuka another match. I'm not interested. They did this match. It's fine. Let's not overdo it. Next, Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. Funhouse Bray Wyatt. Singles match for the Universal Championship. Again, I don't know how people feel about this. Again, I would say this was about the same as the Bayley Tamina Snuka match. A little bit, slightly better. This match was fine for what it was. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was great. I thought it was a solid match. You know, towards the end, we see Braun Strowman gets the Black Sheep match. We're thinking, oh, he's going to join Bray Wyatt, and Braun ends up, fooling Bray, and it power slams Bray 1, 2, 3. That's basically the gist of the match. Like, obviously more stuff happened, but as you can tell, I'm tired. I want to get through the main matches. But they did the match. Braun Strowman retains, which I figured. I think this is going to lead to The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman at Backlash. I think we're going to get The Fiend and Strowman. And if they do that match, they better end in either no contest or Bray needs to win. Like, Funhouse Bray can lose, like that's fine, but we don't need the Fiend losing. Okay, we're trying to do damage control for what happened at Saudi Arabia. We don't need a repeat. If we're gonna do Wyatt and Strowman again, and especially Fiend either needs to win or you're gonna do some sort of finish where it ends in no contest. Even at DQ, I hate DQs on pay-per-views, but if it makes sure Bray Wyatt doesn't get beaten straight up, I'm fine with that. But I'm promising you, it's gonna be the Fiend and Braun Strowman. And if they do that match, more likely Bray needs to win at that point. Next, Drew McIntyre for Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. Easily match of the night. I would say easily match of the night. These guys have really good chemistry, near falls. Seth Rollins working on McIntyre's leg, doing some submissions, some high impact matches, and nice reversals. Ending of the match was great. Glasgow's kiss. Rollins bounces back, super kick, and then right into a Claymore. McIntyre 1, 2, 3. You see McIntyre shake Rollins' hand after the match. I will say this. McIntyre so far has been a very strong champion as of late. He's been very good right now. I'm glad they're keeping McIntyre strong. But the question is after this, do you do a rematch? I mean, I guess you could, but it just doesn't seem right after the finish. It feels like this is done. So a lot of people will ask me, well, who's left for McIntyre? Well, one possibility, I'm not fond of this, but they could do Lashley. We saw Lashley, he was pretty dominant in the gauntlet match. He got a win over R-Truth very quickly. Maybe they could build up a Lashley McIntyre feud. I know that's not the feud that's all that interesting to me. I mean, but that's one thing you can do. And another one that has people really split down the middle. Actually, more people hate this one. Me personally, I would be all for to see these guys at least wrestle once. Would be Jinder Mahal and McIntyre. They've had history. They could tell a story there. And look, we know McIntyre and Jinder are great friends. And I've always said this, that when you're really good friends outside of the business, you tend to have better chemistry. So McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, maybe on paper, you look and go, oh, that doesn't sound good. But then they might surprise us and go, that was pretty good. You may never know. Because we know we're going to get McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal just came back, though. I think they're going to build him up. So if I were WWE, I would just do McIntyre and Lashley next. And make the next few weeks of Mahal gain some big wins and start getting him some momentum. And then you could visually do a McIntyre-Mahal feud. But those are really the only two guys I could think of are Lashley and Mahal. Well, actually, there's actually another option. You could do AJ Styles too. AJ Styles is a top heel right now. I mean, you can't do Randy Orton. I mean, Randy Orton's a heel, but I think he's still feuding with Edge. So I guess whenever that feud's done, I mean, you could somehow maybe someday do Orton versus McIntyre. So McIntyre does have a few more options. Just depends on where they want to go. But I think McIntyre and Rollins is done. I mean, McIntyre beat Rollins clean, dead center, and they shook hands. So I was like, there's no real reason. It wasn't like Rollins lost and they kicked him in the groin or something, like what happened with Jericho and Michaels at Mania 19. So I don't know. I really don't know what you do. I think honestly McIntyre just needs to move on and find somebody else. Next, so we have both these matches happen at the same time. These were the matches that people were most curious about. Is both Money in the Bank ladder matches. You have the women's and men's. Women's was Asuka, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. The men's was Otis, AJ Styles, Aleister Black, Daniel Bryan, King Corbin, and Rey Mysterio. This match was basically how I figured it would be. My one complaint, well, two. One, I kind of wish they did use more of the building. I wish they could do a little bit more with the building, like the environment. I thought there was a lot of creative stuff they could have done more creatively. They could have done there. And then the Money Bank ladder match, like portion itself, was very flat. So as a Money Bank ladder match, it was a very flat match. But for a match as a whole, it definitely had its moments. But again, this is going to be one of those matches whether you either loved it or you absolutely hate it. There's no fine line. Okay, if you're going to go for the fine line, you're shitting. You're a liar. Okay, there's no split down the middle. You either you liked it or you hated it. There's no in between. Like I said, this was a cinematic match. Yeah, both men and women's competing at the same time to start at ground floor. You had the women start up in like the main entrance hall, where on a giant statue was. Yeah, the men could start up in the like their little gym, their workout area. So much happened. We'll go to the women's because we had the first women's Money Bank winner first. Kind of transition there. So immediately everyone's like wondering, well, where's Asuka? Because Asuka was the last person to come out and she didn't come out. She ended up being right behind the women up on, like, I think it was the Money Bank sign or W sign. She jumps off and crashes onto everybody. And immediately, first thing she does after that, she starts dancing and it gets into an elevator. Can we just say that Asuka's just a lot of fun? Just prancing around and dancing. I don't know why. I find it adorable and hilarious. I think that's pretty funny. You see the women all like rush in and try and go up the stairs, knock each other down. They're fighting inside conference rooms. They're trying to get to Asuka, and Asuka's being the smart one. All the five of these women are like, shit, they're trying to beat each other up, and Asuka's always one step ahead. And they're just fighting everywhere. They're just cry around. Then we switch over to the men. We'll switch over to men. They start attacking each other in the building. In the workout machine, they had Otis put like a dumbbell with like a dumbbell bar on top of AJ so he couldn't escape. They start running everywhere. We see Mysterio run into Bruce Pritchard as his love character. And little shout there. They run around. AJ goes through the door. There's like Undertaker stuff in there. Gets locked in there by Aleister Black. Everyone just beating the crap out of each other. Until all the women and the men get into a food court. Like a catering area. Where Paul Heyman's there. And they start having a food fight. And one of them, actually, Shane Baszler, end up choking out Rey Mysterio. One point, they're all battling each other. They eventually start getting to the roof. So we get to the roof. Asuka gets there first with Lacey Evans and Nia Jax. They're the last three in there. The other three are like powerbombed through the table or knocked out. At the end of it, though, we see Asuka. She's the only woman in there. Then we see somebody slide in. It's King Corbin. He's on the other side of the ladder, and he's trying to grab his briefcase, and Asuka's like, no, I want this. And first of all, I don't understand why she's like shoving Corbin off. It doesn't really matter. Like, he's not going to grab the women's briefcase. I thought that was odd. Maybe she's just like most people, and she's like, I hate Corbin too. Like, screw off. But Asuka ended up winning Money in the Bank. I will admit, I am surprised. Shayna Baszler was my pick to win, and then my second pick was Nia Jax. I hate saying that, but she was my second pick. But if I had a third pick, it probably would have been Asuka. So Asuka won Money in the Bank. That kind of surprised me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that did kind of surprise me a bit. But Asuka won the women's Money in the Bank, so women's portion's over. Then we get to the men. Of course, Baron Corbin's in there. We see Otis. He's trying to climb the ladder, but he's too heavy. He can't climb the ladder. It's like, how is he gonna get the briefcase? AJ gets in there. Aleister gets in there. Rey Mysterio gets in there. Brian was not up there. I think he got attacked with the scepter, Corbin's scepter earlier. Corbin is a murderer. He shucks Rey Mysterio off the building. He shucks Aleister Black off the building. They got Hans Groovered. Corbin just committed 2 murders. Corbin just literally killed 2 people. So we see AJ and Corbin. They're on their respective sides of the ladder. They're battling. They're trying to grab the briefcase. They're trying to grab the briefcase. They're tugging on it. They actually unhook it, but they got one hand on the handle. They each got a hand on the briefcase. And they're arguing, trying to figure out, like, this is my briefcase, my briefcase. And out of nowhere, we see Elias come back because he got attacked by Corbin a few weeks ago. Attacks Corbin on the ladder with this guitar. And because of that, AJ loses grip of the briefcase. And the briefcase falls right into Otis's arms. And the minute I saw that, I went, no, are you serious? No way. And the bell rings, and Otis wins Money in the Bank. Nobody, and I mean nobody, had Otis winning. They were thinking either Aleister Black or AJ Styles. Hey, Soul Monster did say, he said the same thing. I kind of thought of it too. It's like, hey, don't count out Otis. Guys at Soul Monster said, don't count out Otis. Like, you're saying, like, Otis might not be the #1 favorite, but don't count him out. He's a dark horse. Don't count him out. And here's how I predicted. I thought AJ would be the first guy to win. I'll say Aleister Black, but because he died, so there goes Aleister Black. And then Otis was my third pick. He was actually my third pick. And Otis wins. That shut down me. And I was watching this with Brandon. Brandon ended up coming over to my townhouse, and we ended up watching. His reaction was priceless. His jaw dropped when Otis won. Asuka and Otis. Whoever thought those two would have won Money in the Bank this year? Everybody was saying it's either going to be Shayna Baszler or Nia Jax. And everybody says it's either going to be AJ Styles or Aleister Black. I think some people predicted Asuka and figured Asuka would win. But nobody picked Otis. Not one person. Let's be honest. Like I said, Asuka, some people predicted her. Some people thought she probably would win. That there's kind of a 50 shot with her, but nobody thought Otis. Nobody thought Otis. They figured Styles or Black, but no, Otis won. Now the question remains, well, are Asuka and Otis are going to become champions? I'm going to say this, I think Asuka should become a champion. I don't know when it'll happen, but she has a year with that briefcase. I think what they should do is have Shayna Baszler beat Asuka or beat Becky Lynch. And then somehow later down the road, have Asuka cash in her briefcase and beat Shayna. And you can start a Shayna and Asuka feud. Because you know that would be good money. And that way, Becky Lynch kind of takes some time off. You know, we can kind of focus on some newer talent there. And maybe if you want, you can even incorporate a three-way with Baszler, Asuka, and Becky. I think that could be a fun match. So I think Asuka will walk out a champion. It's Otis, though, I believe will not. And this is what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that Otis will cash in the briefcase. I don't know when. I don't know how. He'll cash in. He will go after the championship. Tucker, his partner, will accidentally cost Otis the match. And then, Tucker will be on the side saying, listen, man, I'm sorry. I just got in the moment. But look, man, like, we're still a tag team. We could go after some titles. And, Otis, he's still upset, but, he kind of gets a little bit over it until the hacker. Because if you've been paying attention, you get this new hacker gimmick coming along. And maybe the hacker reveals the truth that Tucker screwed Otis on purpose. Because he feared that once Otis won the championship, he'd be a single star and Tucker would be left all alone. And Tucker didn't want to be in the shadow of Otis. Because let's be honest, the real star is Otis of that team. Tucker's great, but he's no Otis. Otis just has that fun personality about him. So maybe that could tell Sir Tucker was jealous. He felt like once Otis was single star, then Tucker would be left by himself, and he knew he would fade away. So he figured in order to keep himself alive, he had to screw over Otis. So that way they can at least remain a tag team. That's my prediction for where I think the storyline's going to go. I think Asuka will be successful cash-in, and Otis will be a fail. Because there's no way we'll have 2 failed cash-ins. That'll be stupid. One of them will win, and I think Asuka is going to be the one to walk out with a championship, and Otis is going to be a failed cash-in. In fact, I will be surprised if Otis actually wins the Universal Championship. I will be shocked if he actually ends up winning that Universal title. I'm surprised they even gave him the briefcase at all, but that's the most sense I can make out of this. And by the way, I just got to point this out. A couple things, like they did go to Vince McMahon's office, Brian and AJ did. That was a little fun. Doink the Clown was there, even though it was not Matt Bourne. It's not the original Doink the Clown. He's dead. And then Carmelo's outfit, just got to say that, hot damn, Corey, I hate you. Corey Graves, I hate you so much. If you saw Carmella in her outfit, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just, goddamn, Corey, you're a lucky bastard. Like I said, though, for my actual Money in the Bank matches, they were flat. But matches as a whole, my real only gripe was really, I kind of wish they did more. I kind of wish they did more with the buildings. There was so much more potential. But overall, I was never bored. That's one thing I can say. These matches never bored me. They weren't bad. Like, okay, they were bad, but in a fun way. Oh man, these cinematic matches have been fun, except for the Gargano Ciampa. I thought that was good, but I thought that was by far the weakest of the matches. It dragged way too long. This one had some little bit of comedy into it, but it had their moments too. So they had their fun moments. Like I said, I did not expect Asuka to win, but like I said, it was 50-50. But Otis was the big one. So really looking down on the card, the really only really bad match was Lashing Truth. That was just a minute 40-second match. Even the Tamina and Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt match, I thought those were decent matches. I don't think they weren't as bad as people made out to be. I thought the 4-way match was a solid tag 4-way. I thought McIntyre and Seth Rollins was easily a match tonight, and then the 2 Money in the Bank matches were fun for what they were. So this pay-per-view is kind of weird. I should give it there should be like an 8 or a 9, but really there's some stuff that I kind of wish they changed or they did a little bit differently. I think I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. Because like I said, some of the matches, you had a few matches that were decent. They were decent. And then you had the Money in the Bank matches, which were fine. You had the WWE title, which was great. But you still had Lashley R-Truth, which was a waste of time. I think it's 7 out of 10. I think it's fair. You had some fun moments in some of these matches. You had some moments. You had some really kick-ass matches. You had some decent TV matches. You got the 2 Money in the Bank matches, which were 50-50. It just depends how you look at them. If you hated those matches, you probably hated this pay-per-view. If you liked those matches, you probably liked this pay-per-view. Again, me personally, I thought they were entertaining. I did have some gripes with some of them, but they were still entertaining. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't entertained by those matches. So I'd probably go a 7 out of 10. I think that's a decent grade to give it as a whole show. But that's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. With that being said, guys, that's going to be it for me. I don't know when the next video I'll do. I might do another Q&A. I don't know if it'll be this week or not. We'll see. I do plan on trying to do a Double or Nothing review in a couple weeks. I think that's May 23rd, right? Yeah, May 23rd. So that'll be about 2 weeks from now. I'll do a review on that. I don't know what other videos I'll do. It just depends. But in the description, I still have the accounts for Kimmy and Mike Shoop. So follow them. They're good pals of mine, independent wrestlers. Support Kimberly Diamond, or Kimberly Rose, on her Instagram. She's got 2. She's got her main wrestling one, and then she's got her modeling one. So if you're interested in modeling, pictures like that, following models, check her out. Does great work. Please support them. But other than that, that's basically going to be it. So I'm going to go ahead and call it off. Say